My name is Henry Simon. I work in the construction industry, and my story begins in 2014. After some extensive long hours of working on this particular project, I went to bed 2:30 in the morning. I woke up in a cold sweat. My pulse was 120, and I didn't know what to make of it. The following day, my wife decided to take me to the emergency room. So they kept me in the emergency room probably 3 or 4 days. They ran every single test that could be ran, 2 echoes, 2 stress tests, nuclear stress tests. A week later, they said that they had to do a heart cath, and they did a heart cath. They didn't find anything either. They found that my ejection fraction had diminished a little bit, probably about 5%, and they decided to put me on a blood pressure medication, a statin, and a beta blocker, and no diagnosis. So fast forward a little bit, a year later, after being, reading online, watching YouTube videos, whatever, trying to educate myself, I kind of figured that I might have something called broken heart syndrome. I finally went to a doctor that was recommended, and sure enough, and that's what it was. They diagnosed me with broken heart syndrome, and what he claims caused it was high stress. I was exposed to high levels of stress for long periods of time. They decided, well, the only way that they knew how to medicate it was with a beta blocker, a statin, and blood pressure medication, which I don't suffer from blood pressure. Probably about 2 years later of sticking to their plan, we'll go get checked out, and they said, okay, you're good to go. Everything is back to normal. I've been kind of a healthy guy, eat well, work out. Went to the gym several times a week. One particular Sunday, I wasn't feeling all that well, so I decided to go back to the doctor. They put out a heart monitor on me, and they said that your broken heart syndrome has come back. And they said, well, let's also take the opportunity and let's do a CT calcium score scan. And I found out that my calcium score is very high. In other words, I think it's in the 420s. That's considered severe carotid disease. Going over the results, they did the same thing. They put me on beta blocker, statin, and blood pressure medication. Well, that's what they put me on 4 years before. She hands me this little pamphlet, and they kind of to explain, which each range of the numbers mean. And so when I look at my range, which like I said, it was 426, it said severe carotid artery, and right next to it, it said something to the effect like, I got 10 years. My frustration was that I didn't see where I was actually going anywhere. I was actually getting worse. So you can imagine, what I felt like. And then all of a sudden, she gets up and she says, well, I'll see you in 3 months. Unfortunately for me, that particular weekend, my family, my wife and my daughter had gone out of state. And so I sat literally in a whole entire weekend, night and day, reading, crying, reviewing, doing anything that I can to find out if, well, that's it. Is it 10 years or is there anything else that I can do?
Folks, today we're going to talk about heart disease and why calcification. Why do the coronary arteries that surround the heart get blocked with calcium?
That's how I came across Russ. So watching that video and the educational material that came to that video is what made me reach out to him, and it's actually given me that hope to be able to do something with guidance, with knowledge, to help me repair my condition, and to be able to spend whatever my time is to be with my family. When I met Russ, he told me that they were going to do some tests, and these were tests that are not normally given out by your typical doctors. So when we got the results back, Russ customized a treatment plan specifically for me, for my conditions. I've been on the treatment for 30 plus days. I used to walk around with anxiety medication at all times with me. I can't tell you when was the last time I took one. It's overall, the fact that, there's hope that I can last more than 10 years. So hopefully, like I said, this is a long journey, and I'm in it for the long haul. But I'm already to a very good start.
Scala Precision Health specializes in cutting-edge research, metabolic testing, and advanced imaging for the purpose of creating individually customized disease-specific treatment protocols and performance enhancement solutions. Our research and development pushes innovative performance solutions into the hands of individuals, companies, physicians, and athletes. Everybody and every body has a story. Let us find out yours today.